Okay, today you'll need a couple of blocks, tennis ball or massage ball, and a bolster. We'll start in a standing position and just start to awaken through the spine and the legs. Come on forward, stretch it out. Take a deep inhale in, exhale, inhale, rising all the way up. Grab that tennis ball or massage ball. We're just gonna bring it underneath the left foot to start. So we're just gonna roll our foot to the bottom of our foot all over this ball. Starting to activate, just pressing into all those little pressure points, wakening up through the bottom of the feet, giving our foundation a little bit of love. Switch to the other foot. Roll all along, put a little pressure, really massaging out through the whole of the foot. You can move that ball off to the side, just come back to that standing position, plant the feet, standing up and inhale, bringing the hands overhead, slight back bend, pressing the hips forward, shifting the gaze upward. We'll bring that right foot just slightly off and behind, and we'll grab hold of that right wrist and just kind of arc over to the side. Nice lateral stretch here. Opening up along that side body. Gently coming through. Back to center. We'll come to the other side. Reaching up and over. Extending up and out. Come on back to the center of your mat. You can release the arms down. You're gonna just swim the arms up and back, creating this fluid movement. You can move into the knees, move into the hips. Just creating this little bit of movement, allowing the body to move and wake up. Coming through, we'll just bring ourselves so that we can sidestep along the length of our mat, coming into this wide-legged stance. And then we're just gonna sink into that right knee, right hip, come into that ninja pose. And then shift to the other side, keeping the hands up, starting to awaken, trying to create a little bit of fire through the low part of the body. Side to side. Slowly moving, nice and intentional. This time, once you get back to the right, we'll drop the hands, we'll pivot onto the knee to find our halfway split. Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, lift through the torso. Exhale, keeping soft knees, but coming closer towards the legs, stretching everything through. Drop the hips down, sink into the floor. Staying right here, stretching everything out. Lifting a little taller through the crown. Sinking into those sit bones. Grounding in a little bit more. We'll come up back into our half split, and then we're just going to bring those arms up so that we can shift over into ninja pose on the other side. Rearrange so that we come into Ardha Hanuman, half split. Lifting through the crown of the head, stretching through, and then sink back and down. Ground those sit bones into the floor. Lifting through the gaze, breathing deeply here, just playing into the mobility of the knee. So the deep stretch, so stay here as long as you need. If you need to, you can bring a block under the knee, the seat to elevate a little bit further. So it's not so much compression there. Slowly start to come back up and through, sink back over, ninja pose, shifting through the other side. Half split sinks into that seated position. Come back up and through. We're just going to switch sides a couple of times, taking your time getting there. Sink down. Back and forth. Play with the mobility. Play with this energy moving away from your center and out into the limbs. Sink, sink, sink. Shifting once again. Just shift from side to side from those ninjas. Come back to the front of the mat, and we'll just step everything back into Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. We'll ground in here. We're going to inhale that right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, draw it down across your mat, coming into that pigeon pose. If you want, you can grab those blocks and place them underneath the hands. We're going to work on the extension of the lower back, lifting through the crown, nice arc through the low back, pressing our hips down, making sure that they're square, and breathing right here. Allow this feeling, this more of an active pigeon pose to come through, to come in. See if you can just allow the mind to relax, to let go, to feel into this change, feel into this shifting. And slowly roll onto that right hip so that we can swing that left leg around, coming into our seated twist. Ground into those sit bones. Pull the elbow around the knee, guiding you deeper. Gaze can follow over to that left shoulder. Continue to use your breath to bring you into the pose, to find the pose, to stay in the pose. Slowly swing that leg back and behind, step back into downward facing dog. Relax the heart towards the toes. Inhale that left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through, ground the knee in. Lift through the crown. Sink into those hips. Use the blocks if you need them. Feel into that natural curving that happens when you lift through. Big, beautiful breath right here. Exhale. Just allow yourself to come deeper in. Draw yourself so that you come onto that left hip so the right leg can swing around, crossing over, coming into this seated twist. So good. Nice length through the spine. Hug that knee in, leverage that knee to bring you deeper. Almost like you're giving yourself this really pretzel kind of hug. Showing yourself some love, showing yourself some gratitude, just being ever present to what's going on here, feeling that core kind of squeeze together, feeling the legs squeeze out through the hips. Enjoying every single moment just right here before we move. And then you can slowly start to untwist to bring that leg back, stepping into downward facing dog. You can come up onto the tippy toes and ground the knees to the floor. Open yourself up to that tabletop position. And then we'll come back into our seat, clasp the hands behind the back, and then rolling forward into this Balasana variation, and then maybe coming up onto the top of the crown, grounding in, activating our crown chakra. You can bring the hands as high as you'd like off the back. If it's too intense, just bring them down to the floor. Slowly we'll rise up again, lifting through the crown, rearranging. We'll bring our blocks into a T position. So we want one to be lower and the back one to be higher. You can choose whatever height settings suit you best so that you can create this little recline station, this little platform for us to come onto. So once you're here, just getting comfortable, bring the hands out to the sides, bring the soles of the feet together, open up through the arms, and just relax into your reclined butterfly pose. Taking a few breaths to center in. I just want you to reflect on your summer, these last couple of months, if you're not doing this during the fall. But whatever has happened in the recent past, the last 6 to 8 weeks, I want you to breathe into everything that's coming up, the emotions, the images, the busyness, any conflicts, any happy moments. Just breathe it all in. And as you exhale, I want you to feel your body soften. Almost like we're releasing these last couple of months, these last few weeks, and starting to generate some space to bring in this new season, this new crisp fall energy, to relax, to get recentered, to get refocused on our goals, the things that are actually important to us, and not all the fluff that got added in along the way. Allow this to be just a releasing of all the stagnant, all the chaos from transitioning from season to season. Be kind to your body, be kind to your mind, and maybe vow to take a little extra time each day to make sure that you are being supported, that you are supporting yourself, that those around you who love you, you feel confident in asking for what you need to fill your cup up. Breathe deep into the belly. Enjoy this moment a little bit longer. And just bring in this sense of freedom, this sense of rebirth. Really visualizing those tree leaves falling off the tree as they change color, allowing it to be the same with the emotions, the blocks that you've held on to. Allow them to just fall away. It can be that easy. So just let it right here, right now. Let that all go. And let's replace it with just unconditional love for ourselves, for those around us. You can bring the knees back in. Just bring the feet a little bit wider so they can knock together. And slowly press your way up into a seated position, taking just a moment to feel the sensations of this shift. Bringing in that unconditional love as you draw the hands to the heart in prayer and bow the head. Thank you for practicing with me.